Dean, our guy, Dean. Dean, how are you, man?
I'm good. It's good to be with you guys.
God, you know what? Before we started rolling and recording, we were just having
A great time.
Now you know what goes on here, Dean. Just madness and
fun.
random conversations and just fun. But Dean, listen, the March primary. This is it's very crucial. This is important. A lot of changes, right? Where do we start, Dean?
Yeah, a lot of changes. I think first and foremost, the primary was moved from June to March,
Yes.
and so here we are in a presidential election year, and California is going to play a role in this thing, right?
Major, big
major
time.
role. And so
For the first time in a long time, really?
yeah, for a very
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
sure.
So, typically with the June primary, the presidential nominees are, by the time we go to vote, they're well known.
They're set. Yep.
Right. So this time we're in play, and we're going to see a
Wow.
lot of attention in the next few weeks in California.
Sure.
Ultimately, it's going to come down to who's going to show up and have their voice heard
Absolutely,
here in
yes.
California.
And that's where we come in. We need to show up, right?
That's
There's
right.
a lot of our audience, including myself, Leche especially,
Yes.
that may not necessarily know that change is good as far as the voting process. It has changed a little bit, right?
It has changed, and what we've tried to do, we've been working on this for the better part of a decade,
Oh,
is
sure.
to move to a system that more reflects the way we live our day-to-day lives.
Right.
So that when you're ready to vote, within reason, that we'll have a place somewhere in your path of travel when you're out doing your thing and you're ready to cast your vote, that there'll be a place where you can do that. So kind of gone are the days of having to go to one specific place on a random Tuesday
You don't have
between
to do that
7 in the
anymore.
morning. Now you
Right.
can go. We're going to be open for 11 days, and you can go vote anywhere in LA County. So if it's close
Sure.
to work is better for you on your lunch hour, where you're dropping your kids off for their sporting event, where you're going to work out after work, going to the shop on the weekend. We want to be there, and we want to have a place where you can show up and cast your
So
vote.
there's no excuse. There's no excuse, really.
No excuse, but as you say, people are change can be hard,
It can
and
be
it can be
tough, sure,
unfamiliar,
yeah.
it can be intimidating, and
Daunting, yeah.
there's all this talk about California having a big influence in this election. We don't want that to discourage people from voting. I mean, we're going to have people out there to orient you to the process, to assist you in the process, and it's
Yeah.
that one place where when you vote, we all have an equal voice. But if you don't vote, you're giving that voice to someone else. So this
Right.
is really about your opportunity to have some influence.
Sure. And on social media, it's hashtag LA votes.
That's right.
Hashtag LA votes.
And it's important to vote.
It is important to
You know,
vote.
it's
I'll,
very
I'll be
crucial,
the
actually.
first to admit that last year was the first time I ever registered to vote. It took me a long time, but I did it.
Why?
did
Why
it,
did it
though.
take you a long time, Leche? Was it just because you didn't necessarily
Because I
understand
honestly
what was
thought
going
my
on?
vote didn't matter. I used to think, if I'm gonna be
Dean.
no matter who I vote for, I'm still gonna be poor.
But that's
no,
why
you know what I'm
that's-
saying. No matter
What are we saying?
That's just honest. That's
No,
honest.
I think you're not alone in that, and I think that's why
Right.
these
No,
kind
no,
of
you're not.
conversations are so important. That it's not just about being on the news programs. It's about talking to people where they're at and helping them realize that they do have a voice. If you think about it, we're sitting here talking about a presidential election,
Yes.
but
Sure.
but it's the day-to-day things that happen in our lives. It's the street light that's being put in. It's the sidewalk that's being built, or the pothole in our neighborhood. Every one of those things comes back to a vote or a vote of the people. Those people who represent you on the city council, on your water district, on your school board, and then eventually, of course, President of the United States. But
Right.
it's that place where if you think about it, it's pretty cool that we get to influence. that,
Yeah, 1,000%.
right?
No, yeah,
Very
and,
cool,
and
man.
that's when I realized that we do have a voice.
We
I
have a
a
huge voice, yeah, and it's booming at this point.
So yeah, no, but also some people might shy away from voting because it might take a while, it takes forever. What are
Or how secure is my vote?
what advice do you give to people to when they show up they could do it in a more efficient way? Speaking of
Yeah,
time,
so I think there's a couple things this year. I think this new system helps a lot with that because, again, you can choose the location and the day you want to vote. So 11 days. If it's easier for you to vote on a weekend, you can do that. We'll have 2 full weekends of voting. If it's easier for you, again, to go on your way to work, after work, you can choose your location. If you want to step it up a little bit in terms of technology, we also are offering, you can download on our website, lavote.net, you can download a sample ballot where you can pre-mark your choices. So you can sit around, talk with your family, your friends, your colleagues,
wow.
make your choices, pre-mark them on your device,
Yeah.
and create what we call a poll pass, and you can take that with you to the voting
So
place.
we can start voting today, now.
Yeah, you can start preparing. You can get
Sure,
it ready.
yeah.
Take it with you to the vote center, scan it into the device, and it's going to pre-populate all of those choices.
Wow.
You can look through it, still change your mind, and ultimately you're going to print out a ballot, and that's what's going to go in the ballot box.
Now, there's a list of changes, right, when it comes to voting in the primary, the March primary. Where can people find that information? Where it's just right there in front
Yeah,
of
the
them.
best source of information is our website,
Sure.
lavote.net. We've also mailed out or are mailing out this weekend to every registered voter a postcard that kind of gives you the high level overview of what's happening and also tells you where the closest vote centers to your home are. And again, you can go anywhere in the county, but we recognize that people are used to voting near their home, so we want to
Yeah.
get them that information so they have that at least. And then the rest of the locations are out there and available as well.
Dean, I want to make sure that people know that their vote just doesn't go into the air or just kind of lays around, or their vote is just something that we want them to do for for nothing. I mean, this really means everything.
It does mean everything, and it is tangible. And I think it's important
Tangible's a good
to
word, yeah.
remind everybody that while you're going to use a ballot marking device when you're at the vote center,
Yeah.
it's that paper ballot that's the official record. That's what comes back to our office and gets counted. That can be audited. It can be recounted. If there's a close contest, we can go back to those records, and we maintain every one of those. So that's the representation of your vote.
Sure. How secure is someone's vote with the marking device?
So I think our
pretty-
belief
it's a
is it's
safe
very
bet,
secure,
right?
and
Yeah.
I think again it goes back to that paper ballot. So that
Sure.
device that's not counting your vote. It's not retaining any data
Ah.
about you. It's there to assist you in marking the ballot in a way that's clear and usable. But that paper ballot's going to come back. We're going to scan that through a separately certified tally system back at our office, and that's what's going to produce the results.
Oh man.
I have a question I think everybody's concerned about. Are the stickers still the same, or are we going to be holographic, the I voted stickers?
Nope, we still got the I voted stickers, and even if you vote by mail, we mail you,
You
an
still
I
get
voted
one,
sticker.
right?
That's
You
still get one, right?
That's
Because
right.
You need one.
That's
to
the
post on
pride
Instagram.
and joy on Instagram. Like when you vote.
And the great thing about LA is that we no joke, we want that sticker to represent who we are in LA County. And so while it says I voted in really big letters, then it also has in 13 different languages
Yes.
I voted language because
Double
we
take.
have a richly diverse community, and we want everybody in this community to be represented in the election.
Amazing.
For those who forgot to register, what
So
do we
there's
do?
some good news there too.
Thank you.
Is there's still time to register? You
'Cause
can
I need it.
register
Do it. Okay,
online
good.
at lavote.net, and even if you miss the deadline, which is February 18th,
Okay.
you can conditionally register at a vote center up to and on election day. So if you forgot to change your address, if you want to change your political party, or if it's just the first time and you decide, hey, I'm in the game, I wanna play,
Yeah.
you can do that at any vote center. We'll get you registered, and you can cast your vote.
Yes, and your vote again means everything. I can't express that enough. Everything in all caps, honestly. And this time around, man, we have a huge say. I mean, we
Yeah.
are a very loud voice this
Yep,
time around.
California is gonna be a big player in this.
Very cool. Give them the website one more time, Dean.
It's lavote.net.
Yep. And I follow you guys on Instagram as well. What's
That's
the
right.
IG?
We're all over social media at LA County RRCC and hashtag LA Votes.
Hashtag LA
Beautiful.
Votes. Dean, thank you very much for the information. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it,
me,
man.
guys.
Cruise Show, Real 92.3.
Sheesh.